Right now in Washington, the nursing home, now called the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in the U.S., is holding a press conference updating the public on the number of cases there.
Now, that nursing home is part of Life Care Centers of America, which is based in Cleveland, Tennessee. Our Michelle Herron found out what the staff is doing to help keep residents in our area safe. Michelle?
You know, David and Cindy, you're talking about a very vulnerable population, and that's why it's so scary for folks that have, family members at these nursing homes. Now, I checked, the 8 facilities in our viewing area are currently fully operational. And while the staff are taking steps to help keep residents safe, they have not impacted resident care or accepting new patients.
Our experience with this so far has shown that the virus is volatile, unpredictable.
As Life Care Center's Kirkland, Washington campus struggles with COVID-19 cases, Doyle Love, the company's regional vice president, says the 8 campuses in the Tennessee Valley are taking steps to help keep residents safe. They've retrained associates on proper hand hygiene and the use of personal protective equipment. Visitors are being asked not to visit Chattanooga area buildings if they are sick, feel sick, or have a fever. Visitors who have traveled to or been with someone who has traveled to an area with widespread COVID-19 transmission in the last 14 days are being asked to stay home. Visitors who are healthy are asked to practice proper hand hygiene before and after visits, to cover mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, and to wear masks if they have a frequent non-infectious cough, keeping focus on the safety and well-being of residents.
So everything we've learned so far is that we know very little about how fast this may act.
Now, staff with Life Care Centers of America have also been educating family members of residents as well as associates on where to find the best information so they can protect themselves. I'll have more from that press conference that's going on right now, coming up at 5:30. Reporting in the studio, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Michelle. Spring break is quickly approaching, and we wanted to know if COVID-19 is affecting how people plan to spend their leisure time.
And Channel 3's Travis Cummings has been looking into this. Travis, are you seeing any trends?
Well, David, we have took to social media to ask people if their plans are changing. We also talked to a travel advisor about some of the trends she's seen among her clients, and both of them are telling me that spring breakers are still planning to hit the road. Deborah Cross, a travel advisor with Cruise Planners, American Express Travel, has been in the industry for decades. She says within the last couple of weeks, she's found that 80% of her clients are sticking to their plans, while the other 20 have changed their minds. That 20% includes people 60 years of age or older with health issues or health concerns. Now, the CDC notes that older adults and travelers with underlying health issues should avoid situations that put them at increased risk. Cross says the younger people are taking preventative measures but still plan to take their trips.
Most of them have an attitude of, I'll be fine, I'll go off, we'll have a good time. They really say, I'm younger, I'm healthier, and I'm just not seeing cancellations at this time from them. It's really the older, 60%, 60 years of age and older client that is acting on this information at this time.
Cross urges all travelers to check with whatever company they buy their travelers insurance with for specific details on policy as it relates to refunds and cancellations due to epidemics, and she says you need to act early. Now, we also checked in with the Chattanooga airport this morning, and they say things are moving on quite good there. They said although they haven't had any related impact with COVID-19, they are ensuring that things are staying sanitized and safe. Reporting in Chattanooga, Travis Cummings, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Travis, thank you. In the next hour, we're expecting to hear from state health officials. They'll be updating us on the latest after a 4th person was reported having the coronavirus in Tennessee.
Well, as you can see from our look at downtown Chattanooga, clouds are moving in, and yes, rain is on the way.
Yeah, Brittany has the latest on timing and how much rain is headed our way. Brittany.
Cindy and David, tomorrow we're expecting about 1/4 to 3/10 of an inch of rainfall. Tomorrow's rain, not a big rain event, thankfully. As we head into Wednesday, there's a little bit of rain coming our way in the evening and overnight hours. And then Thursday too, we could have some rumbles of thunder. Overall total from Tuesday through Thursday, about 1/2 to an inch of rainfall. Certainly nothing we can't handle. Rainfall here since the 1st of March, 1.3 inches. That is right where we should be for the first couple of weeks of March here. We are going to be turning colder as we head into Friday though. So some mild temperatures up until Thursday. And that cold front looks like it moves in by Friday morning. So we're going to be starting to see some temperatures drop here by the end of the week. This is Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon. We are outlined in a general thunderstorm chance for tomorrow. It is not a risk of severe weather. So you are going to see some new graphs as we head into the spring months here. Severe outlook, you can see all these different categories. Obviously the highest is highlighted in pink there. We're not under a severe threat tomorrow morning or afternoon. So we're coming up with some new graphs to kind of be a little bit more clear and concise on what actual risks occur during different scenarios. So tomorrow, there is not a risk of severe weather at this point, which is some good news, of course. Tomorrow, we're going to make it up to 66 degrees. As we head into Wednesday, that pop is down to 30%, but we're still going to be in the mid-60s. Warmest day this week looks like it's going to be Thursday, up to 70 before that cold front arrives, and temperatures are down to the upper 50s by Friday. I'm going to be honing in on Thursday's storm chance, though, coming up in about 15 minutes. Cindy and David, back to you.
In breaking news this afternoon, Chattanooga police are trying to find 84-year-old Grady Tinsley. Take a good look at this picture. He was last seen on Friday just after 12 noon on Chamberlain Avenue in Chattanooga. He was wearing a blue hat and a yellow Steelers jacket. If you've seen Grady Tinsley or you know where he may be, call the Chattanooga Police Department, and the number to call is 698-2525.
A historic North Nashville church held its first service since the deadly storms hit Middle Tennessee. Hopewell Missionary Baptist was established in 1878. The church's pastor says he cannot believe the damage left behind. He says he has faith the church's congregation will move forward. Sunday morning services were moved to another church.
We realized right away that the church is just a building and the church is actually the people. So we have really been upbeat and up-tempo because we know that the building can be replaced or rebuilt, but no lives were lost, no one was hurt, and we can still move forward from that.
Whether or not they will repair or rebuild the historic structure is up in the air, but members say they're not going anywhere. The congregation's 200 members are committed to maintaining optimism and hope as those repairs continue.
High school sports can teach a lot to kids about winning or losing, but when done properly, kids can also learn some very important life lessons. This past Saturday, Meigs County's Lady Tigers hosted the Lady Bees from Upperman High School in Putnam County, an area that was hit hard by last week's tornadoes. Now, this was a state semifinal game, and Upperman came away with an exciting last-second double overtime win.
I feel like basketball is a very easy way to get away from everything and just think about, just let your mind escape.
These kids definitely always here want to win and want to compete at a high level, but I think it's brought our team even closer than we were before.
Now there you see the celebration. It was on the Meigs County court. Now let me tell you what happened after the game. It proved to be the highlight of the night. The Meigs County fans collected and donated more than $2,000 to give to tornado-stricken families in Putnam County. The Upperman basketball players thanked Meigs County on social media today for their act of kindness. The tweet says, in part, in their biggest, most important game of the year, the community of Meigs County took up donations from their crowd. They sent us home with $2,000. They also put together gift baskets for our 3 players who lost their homes. We are completely speechless. Thank you so much. Thank you, Meigs County, for coming through. It was just a basketball game. That's what everybody was there to see.
Sure.
But you made it much more than that, and look at the difference you're making in people's lives.
That's incredible.
Beautiful story. And another beautiful story. You may remember back in August, our Latrice Curry had some serious medical problems. Well, since then she's been healing, devoting herself to her family and the community. She returned to work a couple of weeks back, and since then we have aired several stories about her recovery. In case you missed them, We'll be putting them all together for you in a 1-hour special called Latrice's Story. You can watch it this Sunday, March 15th at 12 noon, and we'll be repeating it on March 21st. Latrice will be sharing some never-before-seen footage from the stories we aired last week. Be sure to tune in Sunday at noon and again on the 21st as Latrice shares her journey to recovery.
Still ahead, there's a local effort to repurpose one of the state's most historic bridges into the centerpiece of the newest greenway.
And a Bradley County man is in jail accused of fighting and baiting animals. It's Monday. Here's your traffic. I-24 Germantown Road. We've seen a lot worse. Things are moving along pretty well. As we scan the SmartWay cams around the Tennessee Valley, let me tell you what we're seeing. At this particular moment, the biggest issue is right around Brainerd Road at North Howell, and that is a crash there, and it involves a pedestrian, so that's not good. And also some problems right around 153 northbound at Kings Point. That's around the roundabout, which can confuse people at times, like me. So keep that in mind, and we'll let you know if any other issues arise.
A recent Wallet Hub credit card debt report shows American debt is getting worse. More on that after the break.
In Bradley County this evening, a man is behind bars charged with fighting and baiting animals. We want to warn you, and this is a serious warning here. What we're about to show you is difficult. The scenes are graphic. Okay, that's your warning. Matthew Garman filmed a dog attacking a neighbor's pet on Friday and uploaded it to Facebook with the caption, "He did good." The dog died early this morning, and many showed up at the Bradley County Justice Center asking the suspect be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
You don't say he did good when one dog is laying there near death, who in fact has died as of this morning.
Garman is being held at the Bradley County Jail. His bond has been set at $5,000. He has another court date set for next week.
The personal finance website Wallet Hub released its latest credit card debt study today. It found consumers racked up $77 billion in credit card debt last year. That's an all-time record high. 95 million Americans admit they'd go into debt for frivolous purchases. The debt picture is worrisome nationwide, and the concerns are certainly compounded by the spread of the coronavirus. Well, let's check weather right now with meteorologist Brittany Baggs. Brittany.
All right, Cindy, David, we've got a quiet evening, a little breezy right now. We've got a south wind sustained still in Chattanooga, about 13 miles an hour. So it's going to be a little bit breezy for your commute home tonight. In fact, it looks like Murphy, the wind has picked up there too across Cherokee County. So we've got a south wind, which means tonight it's going to overall be milder. Here's the forecast lows tonight. We're going to stay in the low 50s. In fact, a lot of cloud cover out there tonight with the showers moving in after midnight. Because of that cloudiness, it's going to keep lows well above normal. 51 is going to do it for us, 52 for Fort Payne, 50 for Dayton. High temperatures tomorrow, we're going to make it to the 60s again, not quite near 70. 60s for the next 2 days. Thursday looks to be the warmest day this week before that front arrives. So tomorrow, it's going to be hit and miss though. This isn't going to be widespread rainfall all day long. It's not like stratiform rain. It's hit and miss showers early in the morning. They taper off by tomorrow afternoon. We're going to get up to 67 in Cleveland, 66 in Dalton. Here's the numbers so far since the first of the month. We've had about just over an inch and a quarter since the first. That's really normal for where we should be for the 8th, 9th, and 10th of March. Since January 1, though, of course, we're above normal from the rainfall that we had in February. But overall, we're right on tap here for where we should be for the month. Vipercast, this is some new data. It's showing as we head into 11 o'clock on Thursday. So over the next couple of days here, total about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall for Chattanooga. Some areas will have some higher amounts, about an inch, depends on if we get any thunderstorms. And right now, there's a general thunderstorm chance for Tuesday. There's also a general thunderstorm chance for Thursday as well. Wednesday, it looks like a lot of this is going to be holding off until the nighttime hours. So let's break down Vipercast. This is Wednesday afternoon. So remember, I told you tomorrow we've got some showers. Wednesday morning looks quiet. Wednesday afternoon looks quiet. But as we head into Wednesday night, things are going to kind of uptick and increase here. Here's 10 o'clock at night. A cold front will be approaching, but it looks like it doesn't move in until Friday. So the stuff we get on Thursday, we could have some thunderstorms. I don't think anything organized, but this is 7 o'clock on Thursday. It's showing things pretty widely scattered, especially come the afternoon hours when we get those warmer temperatures. Remember, it's probably going to hit close to 70 Thursday. As we put Vipercast in motion through Friday morning, the Vipercast is saying, hey, 2 o'clock in the morning, that front is still to our north and west. So Friday, we may be increasing our rain chances if that front doesn't move in until late in the day. Here's what I'm thinking, though, as far as our forecast highs go. 60s for the next few days. We're up to 70 by Thursday, and I do think we'll have falling temperatures on Friday. For the upcoming weekend, if you're already making plans and looking forward to that, Saturday we're up to 62, and then rain will be moving in again Sunday and early next week. So overall, kind of a typical March pattern here. Here's our temperature trend here. These are temperatures just aloft. This shows this milder air sticking with us, and then it's the battle of some cooler air as we head into Friday. And you can see that cooler air starting to usher down at upper levels. And eventually you'll start to sink in lower levels here, and then we're down to the 30s come Friday night. Remember, average last freeze around here is March 31st, so really 1st of April, so keep that in mind. But Paul is in, he has reports coming in from our sky watchers, and of course new data coming in for Tuesday, so stick around, more stuff coming up at 5.
All right,
Hey,
thank you.
Y'all love bridges, right?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Do you love them as much as Calvin Sneed?
No, but I understand his passion for him. After sitting next to him, you know, during the noon, I thought, man, this guy's really into bridges, but he's really into the history of bridges. He's really passionate about it.
And you know, many of you know Calvin as one of our colleagues here, someone we love and respect, but you know, he's also the bridge hunter. And this evening, John Martin takes a trip with Calvin in 3 in Your Town.
Calvin Sneed loves bridges. And when I say he loves bridges, I mean the affinity for which he holds bridges in his heart is only comparable to how others view puppies, ice cream, their families. But that's good, because here in the Tennessee Valley, there are some remarkable structures that have stood the test of time. And Calvin, well, he knows all about them.
Obviously, Walnut Street, Market Street, the Tin Bridge, that big, black, beautiful monstrosity. Most people don't realize that that bridge, to this day, to right now, at this very moment, is owned by the city of Cincinnati, Ohio.
In his free time, Calvin travels the United States, photographing and documenting bridges of all types, sizes, and ages. It's an absolute passion, so when Bradley County made plans for one of the state's most historic bridges, there was only one man to call.
We know that this bridge was built in 1878. We know that it was the first highway steel truss bridge in all of the state of Tennessee. So yeah, if there's one bridge that needed to be saved, this was it. And when he told me what they were thinking about doing and how they were planning on it, I said, hey, sign me up.
He would be Cameron Fisher, the chairman of the Cleveland-Bradley County Greenway Committee, and he plans on making this bridge the centerpiece of the county's newest greenway at Candy's Creek.
This is an old golf course, and we're incorporating all the old cart paths where we can, and then of course this bridge was a big part of selling that first phase.
Finances have been secured for the first phase of the greenway, 1.1 mile of trail. The money will go towards repaving portions of the cart path and the redecking of the bridge, but there is plenty of other work to be done, and that comes via volunteers and advocates like Calvin. He's almost taken a bit of a role, be it official or unofficial.
This is his bridge. He likes to call it his bridge. And that's okay. He loves it, and he's been a great advocate. He's the one who, he schooled me on the history of this bridge. So it just makes all that much more meaningful when we can pitch that to the county leaders, city and county leaders.
Financial contributions are appreciated for this new project. Sweat equity is also welcome. Giving this old bridge new life is not easy work, it's not pretty work. But if you ask Calvin Sneed, it is rewarding work.
It's just worth it. It's worth it. Think of what you can tell your grandkids about the history of this bridge. Do you know how old this bridge is? Do you know what happened on this bridge back in the day? You can't beat that history. Yeah. This bridge speaks volumes, and it never says a word.
He's the man for bridges, I'm telling you. He's seen them all, he's photographed them all, and he truly does look at each of them as a being. Yeah. He takes it very personally when any bridge is torn down or in disrepair.
But he can tell you about them all.
Ask
any particular bridge, and he has a great memory about them.
He's written the books about them too. Check them out. And we'll be back with more First at 4. Well, discussing tipping at a restaurant can be a tough topic in a conversation.
Yeah, David Carnes is giving his take on the matter in today's Your 3 Cents.
I am now old enough to remember the good old days when you tipped your server, your barber, yes, I said barber, and the valet, and that was it. And it was a standard 10%. Yeah, 10%. Now, 10% is an insult. And you, apparently, are cool doubling that for just average service. Les said, I tip for all service, good and bad, and I average 25%. If the service is outstanding, I make it a point to tip even more. Oftentimes, slow service or bad service is more a reflection on management and improper staffing. Belinda said, appreciate the service even if bad. They could be short-staffed, equipment down, just a bad day. 20% is what we do. So why the increase from 10% to 15% to apparently now 20%? There's a great article posted that I think helps explain it. It's called Tip Creep. It cited a Cornell University study which said most people give excessive gratuities to make a good impression on the server. Likewise, most people tend to leave average tips for poor service because they don't want their server to dislike them. So if the average tip was 10%, most people were going above, giving 15%, so their server would like them. Eventually, that became the norm. Now apparently, we're up to 20%. There's also the issue of wanting the server to like you. You're the customer spending your hard-earned money. Is it not the server that should be getting you to like them so they can earn a bigger tip? That's the whole point, right? And we seem to be asked to tip just about everybody we patronize, from servers, baristas, to the workers at the drive-thru. Lauren said, I don't feel tipping at a drive-thru is necessary unless they've done something to go out of their way. Starbucks, I'll tip occasionally, especially if I have coin change. McDonald's, no, I will not tip them. According to Glassdoor, by the way, Starbucks pays $10 to $15 per hour to baristas. Heather said, I'm a hairstylist and I have several friends who are in the service industry. We don't make minimum wage, but work off commission and tips. I believe tips should be reserved for those that work these jobs, not those who are already making minimum wage or better. Some companies consider tips part of income, which I think is outrageous. It is a business's responsibility to provide at least minimum wage as opposed to $2.13 per hour, relying on the customer to make up the rest after purchasing their product. And am I supposed to know who's getting below minimum wage? Is there a chart? Don't get me wrong. I used to wait tables. Ryan's Steakhouse got me through college. I consider myself a good tipper if the service is good. But I do resist the Pavlovian pull to give more money than required to more and more industries that find it suitable to stick a tip jar in the window or swing the computer around to try to force me to choose 15, 20, or 25%. Well, that's my 3 cents. If you have a rant, I want to know about it. Just call 643-9722 and give me your 3 cents.
Thank you, David. And here's a tip for you. The Lookout Mountain Incline Railway is welcoming 2 new cars to its lineup. You may want to take a visit to see these. They replaced the ones installed more than 30 years ago.
And with spring break this week at UTC and other areas, we want to know if the coronavirus outbreak is changing the way people are spending their vacations. More on what we found in a few minutes. Thank you for joining us for First at 4. Now, Live at 5 starts.
And topping the news today, the number of coronavirus cases in Tennessee continues to increase. There's a new case reported today in Middle Tennessee, bringing Tennessee's total statewide to 4.
And is the fear of the virus too much for spring breakers this year? We'll hear from a travel agent on how it's affecting vacation plans.
Public outcry in Bradley County, where a man is charged with luring a family's pet into his yard and then filming another dog attacking it. You'll hear from a resident who says he should be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
Coverage you can count on. Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
Thank you for choosing Channel 3 for your news. I'm David Carroll.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. A 4th case of coronavirus has been confirmed in Tennessee. The patient is a woman from Middle Tennessee. So far, we do not know her age or where she lives. We're expecting to hear an update from state health officials in just a few minutes. We'll make sure to let you know what they say as soon as that begins. A little bit of a problem there with our feed, but we'll get it for you. With spring break right around the corner, we wanted to know if the COVID-19 outbreak is changing the way people plan to spend their vacations.
We're hearing a lot about that, and Channel 3's Travis Cummings has been looking into it today, and Travis joins us live now with more on whether people are staying home or going along with their plans. Travis?
Well, whether it's by plane, ship, or taking a trip on the road, David, we're told that spring breakers are continuing on with their travels. I spoke to one travel advisor who says that caution as concern is coming from one demographic more than others.
COVID-19 surfaces at a time when families are hitting the road, taking flight, or setting sail. While the CDC confirms more than 500 people in the U.S. with the virus, we wanted to know if and how the outbreak is impacting spring breakers.
My clients that have booked spring break cruises or travel, I do 60% land, 40% cruise, they're going.
Travel advisor Deborah Cross says 80% of her clients are sticking to the plan. She shared why the other 20% have decided to pump the brakes.
The impact has been among those 60 years of age or older.